Good evening. Well, it's Friday evening and John, my husband, has gone to the studio. For people that don't know, he's a drummer, so they've gone for a bit of a practice session. Now, I just wanted to pop on, have a little chat, because there's been a few that said, you'd like to see where I just have a one-on-one kind of thing with a coffee, but I've not got a coffee. But I just wanted to come on mainly and say thank you so much for everyone that subscribed in the past 4 or 5 days. I was stuck, as I've said on a previous video, on about 376, 378. It just kept going up and down for weeks and weeks. But I understand, because I didn't bring much content out. Now, I've made a decision that I am going to be doing regular, probably daily, if not very regular content to bring out to you. Maybe not as much over the weekends, because John works Monday to Friday, so weekends we catch up with shopping and different things. Nearly always on a Sunday I do a shopping haul, whether it be Lidl's or Sainsbury's or Ocado or whatever. I nearly always do it on a Sunday. So yeah, but I just, as I was saying, I was round about the 376, 378, up and down, perhaps lower, yeah, for a lot of weeks. And since I've been bringing more content out, I've got, I think it's 460 or something like that. Don't quote me, because I've not looked tonight. But I've counted up and I've had about 60 or 70 subscribers. I can't believe it. I just thought I was going to be stuck on that number and that was it. But I just want to say thank you so much. It's doing well for my channel. You're commenting, you're communicating with me. It's absolutely fantastic. I couldn't wish for anything else. So a massive thank you. Now, I've not done any food videos today, because with John being at the studio, I just did some, for dinner that is, I just did some kebab meat with a bit of salad in some wraps. That was it. I buy the kebab meat from Iceland's. We've tried them from Home Bargains and other places. They're a little bit too spicy for us. We don't do a lot of spice. So yeah, I get it from Iceland's. Normally they've got an offer on. I don't know if anyone else goes to Iceland's. You probably do. But they've normally got an offer on 3 bags for £10 or something like that. I've actually ran out tonight, so I need to get some more in. But I do them in little submarine rolls. I do them with wraps. I do them with, they sell square, I think they're from Lidl's though, the square kebab pita bread type of thing. I do them in them, and I do my own. We do have takeaway kebabs, don't get me wrong, but I always find that it's a little bit too spicy and it gives me really bad indigestion. This kebab meat from Iceland's doesn't. It's really good. So yeah, so I just did that. John doesn't work at the weekend, so there's no sandwiches for him. And I've been so busy today doing jobs indoors and catching up with housework, etc. So I apologise, I've not brought a video out until now. But like I said, I did say it on one, I don't know if it was the last video or not, maybe the one before. I've lost track. I do I do content and I lose track on what I've said. But I did ask if anyone was interested in me doing these kind of videos, kind of one-on-one. having a chat with you, and there was a few said, yeah, that'd be great. You know, I always think there's people out there that's got no family or anyone, and even though it's not kind of talking back and forth as it is, if you message me, I'll reply back. So it is a conversation as such, and perhaps this is the only bit of conversation, if you want to call it that they get. So if I can bring a bit of company to someone's day, evening, whatever, then that's good enough for me. I'm just doing these videos to, you know, share what baking and cooking I've picked up over the years. I'm no chef, I'm no baker. It's just from experience of life, really. And I just think, well, maybe something that I make is something that somebody else hasn't even thought about and might like it. So this is what first brought me on to doing social media. When I first started on another platform, I was so nervous. I wouldn't show my face. I just showed doing the cooking or the baking. And yeah, and then I got a little bit braver and thought I'll do a voiceover. So I did a voiceover, and as every video that I brought out, I got more confident and more braver. And then one day I just thought, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go on camera. And that's what I did. And from that day onwards, because I was the least confident person ever through my school years, you know, up to me becoming an adult, really, I was not confident whatsoever. But then as time went on, obviously in life you get a bit more confident doing things. But as for social media, no, I just thought there's no way I'm ever going on camera. And now look at me. I'm sat here talking to a camera, talking my head off. It's definitely been a game changer for me. I mean, there's creators. I don't class myself as a creator. I just class myself as someone that's sharing baking and cooking ideas. But I know there is someone here that's made a living out of it, and it's their full-time job, etc. And yes, I don't work because of health problems and other things. So on the other platform where I do I'm going to say it, I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble, but I do like the TikTok shop and different things. And yeah, I do get commission on that, but it's pennies. So I can't say as I earn a full-time living off this, because I don't get enough. So for me, it's just the pleasure. What I'm trying to say is it's just the pleasure of me doing the baking and cooking, what I love to do anyway, getting the interaction back, you know, even constructive criticism, as I've said, I don't mind that at all. If people want to say they don't agree with what I've made, or they don't think it's, you know, been done right, or it should be done this way, or if you think that, then let me know what your perspective of it is. If you think, you know, well, I don't think that's whatever I've made, then just say to me, you know, I've always known it to be made blah blah blah. And then it gives me an idea. When someone, I mean, I'm not going to go back to that, what happened a few days ago, but if someone just says to me, that's not that, then how am I supposed to know what it is, or what another version of it is? It's like corned beef hash. There is so many versions of corned beef hash. I do it, and well, quite a lot of people from Yorkshire. I'm from Yorkshire, and a lot of people there do it with diced potatoes, onion, carrots, peas, and corned beef in water. That is it, and then made into a gravy. There's other parts of the country that does it in a frying pan, and it's more stodge. And I don't mean that disrespectful. I mean it's not as like in a gravy. It's just in a frying pan, and yeah. I suppose there's other parts of the country what I've not even heard of that do it completely different to that. So if you do something different to how I do it, and you think, give me your idea, because I'm always willing to do different things, new things. If someone says to me, like I think it was on the other platform, beginning of the year, someone said to me, I do a lemon drizzle cake like this, and she gave me the recipe, and I tried it. So I'm always willing to do things like that. So if you've got something that you'd like me to do on camera, and then I can say, oh, I've had this sent by whoever, and I'm going to do it today, and so always let me know. But I don't want to come across as I'm, a bit bolshy or whatever, but it's just when people just put, this is not, how am I supposed to know what it means? So that is that. You don't always have to agree with me. You don't, I mean, the comments that I get are really nice and really lovely, but you don't always have to agree with me or say, yes, that's the way it is, or yes, you're a brilliant cook, or whatever. It's lovely to hear that, or read it, should I say, but you don't have to do it, but just give me a bit of backup on what you mean, and then I know what I'm dealing with. I'm a very simple woman, and I don't mean, well, perhaps my husband would agree with you, but it's a case of, just work with me. That's what it is. It's work with me. You let me know, and I won't make a video about it. I won't be offensive. It was just because I was confused, and I wanted other people's opinions of it, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, what she probably meant was, and I've had a few of that. So, and I've looked at it and thought, well, maybe, yeah, but I did ask her and what she meant and what was her version of a stew, and I've had no reply. So I don't know, but that's all been put to bed. But the only thing that, and I've had this suggested to me, is that maybe some people think a stew is done on the hob in a pan, which I totally agree. And if it's done in the oven, some people class it as a casserole. Maybe it could have been that. I don't know. I'm going in for a slurp because I'm talking away. I can talk for England, as I don't know if I've said this on here yet, but I can. But cheers anyway. So, how has your day been? I hope you've had a good one. Mine's been just doing indoor work, washing. I've done washing. I've cleaned the cupboard out under the stairs. I've been doing jobs. So, but tomorrow, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. I have got to do some shopping at Lidl's, but as I've said, I nearly always go on a Sunday there. We'll see what happens. If it's tomorrow, then I'll be doing the shopping all tomorrow, but if not, it will be Sunday. We have got some gardening to catch up with. We've got to prepare the garden ready for winter. I've got rose bushes in pots that I have in memory of my dad, who I lost 2 years ago, and they need sorting out. The front garden needs all trimming down and getting sorted. So yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a busy weekend. We'll see, but I always say to John, my husband, every weekend, it just goes so quick. Anyone else find that? It's like you blink and it's getting ready for work again, or it's Monday morning and you're back up at 5 o'clock. But yeah, so this, I think, I'm not sure if you've seen Barney before. He's our 6-year-old Shih Tzu. He's just turned 6 actually. You will get to see him more. At the moment he's very tired, and when he's tired he gets a bit grumpy. So yeah, but like I said, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Let me know what you've got planned. Anyone going on holiday? I think I'm a bit obsessed with holidays because now I know ours is not till next year. I'm a bit like, let's talk holidays. But if you want me to do any baking or cooking being without it being spicy, because we don't do spices, as I've said. John can eat a little bit more spice than what I can. I can't do it at all. The hottest curry, well, I don't even think if it, I don't know even if it's classed as a curry, it, for me, is a chicken korma. That's as far as I go. Any kind of spice I don't do, but if you've got anything in mind that you'd like me to do and put it on camera and everything, drop me a comment and let me know. I have seen something today that reminded me of my time in Yorkshire, which I haven't had for years, is Yorkshire parking. I absolutely love that. My mum loves it. And we've not had any proper Yorkshire parking, because there is replicas, but it's not the same. If you're not from Yorkshire, you can't really tell, I don't think. But if you're from Yorkshire, straight away it's like, that's not a Yorkshire parking. But so I've got the recipe, I've looked that up, and I'm going to get the ingredients. I've got biggest part of the ingredients, but I need like treacle, and I forget what else it said, but there is a few things that I need to get. And I'm going to have a go next week at doing some Yorkshire parking. See how it turns out, because for sponges like old school cake, the plain sponge with jam and coconut, things like that, I get from Home Bargains or even B&M. The trays, I think there's something like silly like 99p for 3 or something like that, and I get them plus the square ones, because then once you've done with it, you just throw it away. You don't have to worry about your tins or anything like that. So I'm going to do one in the square one, so it's a bit deeper, I think. Plus I have got a non-stick tin that I think is the size that the recipe said, so I can even do it in that. But I am definitely next week going to have a go at that, because next weekend I think we'll be going to see my mum. So if I can do it, I can take her some and get her approval or not approval, because she does tell me when things is not right. So if if just to see if I can do it or not, because I've never made it, so that will be something new for the channel. See, and also I'm not sure if I ever put it on here, but off a friend of mine, I got the recipe for she calls it a mincemeat slice, where the kind of mince meat, it is mincemeat, isn't it, that you put in mince pies, that one. I do she calls it a mincemeat slice, and it's with like pastry. Well, it's not even a pastry, it's a dough, I think, at the bottom. I've not made one for a while, so I need to look the recipe up. And then a layer of the mincemeat, and then you put like the balls of dough on top, but when it's cooking it kind of spreads. That is really nice. So I'm going to do a video on that, just in case I haven't done one. I can't remember, because it is a while ago since I made one. And all different things like that. Now, I know we're only mid-October, so it'll not be for a while yet, but kind of end of November, beginning of December, I like to start with Christmas. You know I was saying the other day about, oh, it's too early and this, that, and the other, but that then I get into Christmas mode and I do mince pies, especially like the week before Christmas. I do cranberry sausage rolls uh, with stuffing in, and I do all different sausage rolls. I like to do a quiche, Lorraine. That's one of my specialities. I like to think. Um, baking, buns, etc. I've got the Christmas cakes ready, which I've got to do another one on Monday because our landlord came round to do a few jobs and do the service on the boiler, and he mentioned about a Christmas cake because I did him one last year. Didn't mention it this year because I didn't know whether he'd be at home or what, if they wanted one or not. And he said to me, oh, he said now, because the switch on the oven went, he repaired that. And he said, now the oven's done, maybe it's Christmas cake time. So I've popped the fruit into the alcohol for it to soak in. I'll leave that until Monday, and that'll make the fruit really nice. So Monday I've got another Christmas cake to do. I thought I'd only got the two this year, but hey. Anyway, and then, like I said, up to Christmas, I like to do all different things. I like to blanch veg, put it into the freezer. I'm not, for anybody new that's not come across me before, you'll not know, but I did do it last year on here, I'm sure I did. Blanch all the veg for Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, and also Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. So I do all the veg for that for the freezer. I do the roast potatoes and put them in the freezer. So then you just get them out. It's less hassle on the day. Yeah. I also do them for my mum as well. Yorkshire puddings, I do them. I get them all ready and they go in the freezer. Just things like that. And so I like to prepare more. I never used to. I used to leave everything until on the day, or Christmas Eve, years ago, Christmas Eve, I'd be there baking away and I'd be in the kitchen all day and all night. I don't do that now. I prepare from 4 like sausage rolls that won't freeze or won't keep. I do them kind of delete a good few days before and keep them well sealed and well fresh. And things for the freezer for the dinners, I do that a couple, if not 3 weeks before I start and get them in the freezer, so I don't have to worry about it then. All I need to do is get them out the freezer and that's it. So I am just talking away, aren't I? But it's good for me to tell you a bit about myself, especially for those that's just joined my channel. Whoever, if you have just joined and you've not seen me before, obviously my name's Donna. I should have done this at the beginning of the video. I live on the south coast in West Sussex, and I just love baking and cooking, and I love to share it with everyone. Married to John, and as I've already said, we've got the pooch Barney, who's a spoilt little diva. But so from November in all of December there will be more content coming out because I do so much, and like I said, I do it for my mum as well. I do her buns and what have you, and she will be having different to me. I like to do different. I do mince pies as well. I do my own mince pies. I used to buy them, and even now I'll buy the odd box because I do like them from the supermarkets, but I do like to do my own. So yeah, there will be a lot more coming out, but for those that's been with me from kind of the beginning of me getting serious on here, thank you so much for your continued support, because there's been people that I know has subscribed and they're still here, and there's been I went weeks and weeks without putting anything out, but they never unsubscribed, they stayed with me. So I do appreciate that as well. That does mean a lot. But as I've said, for this weekend, I am hoping to get more, there'll be more and more content out. I am now adamant that that is what's going to happen. You know, even if I don't for the other platform, maybe I'll definitely do this. For the other platform, I do a morning video with a coffee and I have a little chat. But on there, I can only film for 10 minutes, and it can be frustrating because, especially when I'm baking or I'm cooking, sometimes I can't do, like Christmas cake, I can't do a Christmas cake in 10 minutes. So I have to do part 1, 2 and 3. Here, it's a lot better because I can film. I'm not even sure if there is a time limit on this, but I know I can film more than 10 minutes. I've been on 26 minutes now. So yeah, I will start and do more of this kind of content as well. Just mix it up a little bit, because some people get a bit bored of just cooking and baking. Some people love it all the time. Like I am going to be doing more of the prepping of the meal or the baking or whatever, because people said, don't cut out the prepping. I like to watch you doing the prepping. And people who's not cooked something before and want to give it a go need to know from start to finish how to do it. So yeah, but it's, thank you for keeping me company this evening, although I'm just having a one-way conversation at the minute. But I do know I'll probably get comments and, you know, and you replying back. But, and also it's like, it's weird because you're talking to a camera and you're thinking, it's like, to me now, I wouldn't have said this, 2 years ago when I first started on social media. It's like you are having a conversation. That's how confident, well, not confident, it's how comfortable I've got by doing this. But thank you for sticking with me for nearly half an hour. You see, my videos are getting longer and longer on here, aren't they? And there was times where it was just 10 minutes or whatever. But even still, you still stuck by me, so thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed. Everyone's support, comments, how lovely you are to me. And I do appreciate it. It's overwhelming at times, actually, because you know, I just think, well, who wants to sit and watch me? Who wants to sit and watch my cooking, baking? It's only what I've done, you know, what I've picked up from my parents, my grandparents, and just what I've done as an housewife all these years. And so when you see people subscribing or dropping a comment saying that they've enjoyed watching it, and you see that people are enjoying it, it is overwhelming. There's been times when I've thought, well, wow, why bother with me? I'm just a normal old housewife now. But no, I do appreciate it all. And I do bang on about where probably on every video I'll say, thank you for your comments, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching, blah, blah, blah. But it's because I just want to show my gratitude back to you. You know, you show your support to me, and some of you have said you're grateful that I do these videos, the baking and video and cooking ones, obviously. So I like to return it back. But now I know that, you know, it's something that you're enjoying, then there'll be more to come. So I've took up half an hour of your time, probably not your evening, because it could probably be tomorrow. Who wants to sit and watch me on a Friday evening when there's other things that you can be doing, as in going out or having a drink at home or whatever, or spending just family time together. So I do appreciate you watching. I didn't think I'd be on as long as what I have been, but I just wanted this video to be where I'm open and honest with you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, what about me, you know. Some people will find it boring, you know, all she does is want to be in a kitchen, and I totally get that. But the thing is, it'd be a boring life if we all liked and did the same things, wouldn't it? It mixes it up that perhaps some people think I'm boring, where I just like to bake or cook or whatever, or do this just one-on-one. Well, it's not even one-on-one, is it? You know what I mean? Just sit and have a chat. Other people probably really like it, you know, and some people like to do something that other people don't like. It's life, isn't it? It's just natural. So I am going to go this time. I've took up enough of your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, and you're not already, and you'd love to subscribe, it's free. So I would really like that. The more the merrier. And I hope I can build this page into like a nice little community kind of thing. You know, a little where we can all get together and have a chat. Yes, there's going to be negative Nellies. Yes, there's going to be the odd ones. But do you know what? I'm just too old in the tooth to worry about that. If I get comments that I think is out of, you know, just not nice, or then they go. I get rid of them. Because I don't want this on my channel. You know, I want everything to be nice. Life's not always nice. I know that. But, yeah. Let's see what we can do. But if you have enjoyed this or any of my other videos, please give it a thumbs up. Share it out there. That's another thing that really helps us that's doing these vlogs. Sharing it out. There is a thing now that where you can click the hype button. Not sure if I've got enough subscribers to do that, because there's different rules for different things, isn't there? So I'm not even sure if I've got that button or not, but I know other creators have who's got thousands of subscribers. I'm nowhere near that yet, but if there is, if you want to click that, or the main thing is to subscribe and like and comment and share. That would be fantastic. So until the next time, probably be the shopping haul, which probably might be Sunday tomorrow. If not Sunday, tomorrow, definitely. And it will be from Lidl's. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for keeping me company, and come and say hello. Let's have a chat, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Have a lovely weekend.